Hello everyone, good morning. I hope you are all doing great. Uh, Today here we are here with our third session on Master Data Analytics course. So in our previous two sessions we have seen introduction to the SQL, what is its importance in data analytics, and how to install Oracle Apex and loading the data, and we also tried running some of the basic SQL queries as well. So today we are going to cover the different SQL commands as well as arithmetic and logical operators. Okay. So we have social media pages available on LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook as well. So please do follow us. And we have a WhatsApp community as well where we provide job updates as well as some of the uh, training related items as well. So please do join our community and support us. Okay, so let's get started with today's session then. Okay, first of all, let me give a brief introduction about our institution. It's Technocraft Academy. Okay, so in our Technocraft Academy, we provide trainings on different courses like computer applications, spoken English, CAD, CAM, CA, design technologies, data analytics, and full stack developer course. Along with the training, we also provide 100% placement assistance, which includes resume building, interview preparations, soft skill trainings, and conducting mock interviews. Also, we have a direct connection with the HR recruitment team from the corporate. So, we can directly recommend the students as well. Okay, so this is a brief introduction about our Technocraft Academy institution. So now let's get started with today's session. It's a SQL command. So we have we have 5 different SQL commands. Like we have DDL, DML, TCL, DQL, and DCL. So DDL is a data definition language, DML is a data manipulation language, and similarly we have a TCL, transaction control language, and DCL, data control language, and DQL, data query language. So let's get started with one by one. First we'll see what is a DDL, or a data definition language. Okay, so data definition language is nothing but some of the SQL commands that are used to define a table or the structure of the tables in a database. So we are going to create a new table which defines the structure of the database. So for that we call it as a DDL commands. So we have a different DDL commands here, like create, alter, drop, truncate. So create is used for creating a new table in the database. It might be a creation of a table, database, view, or procedure, anything. And then we have a alter. So then we have a alter. So alter is used to modify an existing table or a database object or a view. Okay, so we already created it by using a create, and then if you want to change it, then we can use a alter. So basically it alter changes, like it modifies the structure. So it can be like the rows, you can add a columns or you can delete it. So for that we use alter. Then we have a drop. It deletes the table or a view, but it's like it completely deletes the table. So you cannot there will be no existence of the table in the database. Then we have a truncate. It removes all the records, but the table remains as it is. Still the structure or the skeleton of the table remains as it is, but all the records from the table will be deleted. So for that we use a truncate. So here you can see some of the examples for this. Examples: create table like users, id integer, So primary key, like I explained it in the last session, so primary key is like a unique values for each of the row which are not repeated and does not contain null values. So that column we declare it as a primary key. Then name, email. So varchar is a data type here. Similarly here, in the employee id or users id integer, it is also a data type. So varchar in bracket we have 100, that is we are defining the length of the name character, so we can have maximum 100 characters in this. Similarly for email also we can have 100 characters. Next example is for the alter table users. So we are altering the table called users here, and add age, like we are adding a new column called age which is having a data type of integer. And another example is for drop. So we are going to drop a table called users, which means the table gets completely deleted from the database. So let's see an example for this. Like I'll just run one of the create command to check how it works. So let's go to the Oracle Apex now. So in our last session I have explained how to install Oracle Apex. So this is a and create a workspace and all. This is very useful tool for training purpose, guys, so you can use it. Okay, so now I'm just going to create one of the very simple table. Create table. Let me give it a name as a student. Then we have open bracket. So let it be roll number, which will be of integer type. Then I'll take a student name, which will be of varchar type. I'm just giving length as 20. 20 would be enough for name. Okay. So then I'm going to take which class he belongs to. So okay, class is like a one of the keywords, so I'm taking it as a classes. And it's varchar 20 would be enough. Okay, so these SQL commands will help us to create a new table called student. So let's check it. I'll just run this query. Okay, name is already used by an existing object. So we already have a table called students. So let me change it to students and let's see if it works. Okay, you can see the table is created. So we have already created a table called students. Okay, so in order to alter this, you can just, if you want to add one more column, you can just write alter and add one more column in this. So I'm just trying to add one more column here. Alter students, sorry, alter table students. Then we are going to add a new column in this. So add, I will add a subject, which will be of varchar type, varchar 10. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to run this command. Okay, so we can see the table is altered. That means we have successfully added one more column called subject in the students table. Okay, just to check if the table is created or not, I'm just going to run a simple query called select star from students. Okay, let's see. No data found. This means the table is created but still there are no values or no records added in the students table, so we are not able to find any data. But this says that the table is created. Okay. Okay, so now let's get started to the our next command, which is data manipulation language. Okay, so data manipulation language. So this is used for manipulating or changing the data in the tables, which means we have created the table. Now if you want to add some new records in the table, then we use the commands like which are called as data manipulation language. So in order to insert a new row, or in order to delete the new existing records, or if you want to modify or update any records, then we use a data manipulation language. Okay, you can see here we have the commands insert, update and delete. Insert is used for adding the new rows. Update, if there is any existing record that you want to modify it. For example, like we were looking at the students table. So if the student is now, he has graded from 5th grade to the 6th grade, then we need to update his record. So that time we can use the update command. And we have a delete, so if any student gets transferred to other school or somewhere, then we can remove his record by using a delete command. So you can see the example like a syntax for here. Select star from users, so this is a basic command, like we are using it to check what is the existing data. Then insert into users, so users is a table name here. We are going to insert into which columns? Insert into id, name and email. So what are the values that you are going to add? So it is values 1, alias, and this is the mail id. Okay, so you are going to insert into user tables into these columns id, name and email, and the values for these columns are listed in the values. Okay, so now we saw the insert. The next one is the update command. So for update command, you can see the syntax, it is similar. So update, the table name users, set email. So if you are going to change the email address, then you are going to use a, here we are using a keyword called set, and then set email. What is the new mail that you are going to write here? It is a new alias at the rate example.com, where id equals to 1. So you have to specify for which column or for which record you are going to change it. So that where condition is provided here. And then we have a one more command called delete. From which table you are going to delete from users, which record, where the id equals to 1. So this particular record or the complete row will be deleted from the table. Okay, so now let's see one of the example for this. So we have already created a students table, so I'm just going to insert some details in that. Okay. Okay, so we have a table created student, so I'm going to insert some of the records into the students table. So it's insert into the table name students. So I'm going to enter the record for the roll number, name and classes. Values. So let's give roll number as a 1, and name I'll give it as a something called ABC, and class I'll just mention it as first standard. Okay, so let's run this command and see. Okay, name is not identified. I don't remember whether it was a student name. Okay, one of the row is inserted. So let's see if we can see the data. Yeah, so we can see roll number is 1, student name is ABC, classes is first standard. Since we did not define anything for subjects, it is just a null value. Okay, so if you want to uh, update this, I can update the name from ABC to something name. Then we'll use a update command, which is update. We are going to update the students table, so update students. So set, we are going to set student name as let me write it Tom. So for which row you are going to modify? Where roll number is equals to 1. So now the student's name should get modified from ABC to Tom. So let's check if it works. So it says like one of the row is updated. Let's cross check by using select query. Okay, we can see it has been updated from ABC to Tom. So once you update, you cannot again retry the old data. So this one we need to remember. Okay, this is about the data manipulation language. So now let's go to our next command, which is transaction control language. So it is used for managing the transactions. Okay, so we have a different commands here like begin, comment, rollback, save point. Okay, so these are basically used some of the DBMS commands. So we don't use much of them in our day-to-day SQL querying. So I'm not going much deep into it. So now let's go to the next one. So transaction, you can see it's just like used for managing the transaction basically from the databases. Okay, so since it is not much used, I'm not getting very deep into it. Next I'm going into the next SQL command, which is a data control language. So data control language, the word itself says it is used for controlling access to the database, like which users should be given access for using the data. So for that we use this data control language. We have two commands here, one is grant and one is revoke, which are used for providing the access to the users. Okay, you can see the examples as well. Grant, select, insert on users. So users is a table name here to users 1. So you need to specify for which user you're providing the grant access, and you can use even you can revoke the access as well by using the revoke SQL command. Okay, so next we have a data query language. So this is one of the most important SQL command that we use basically for the data analytics. So this is used for querying. So we are just going to query the existing data. So we know that select command, so we have already used it. So this is used for fetching the data from the databases. So it does not change anything in the existing data. It is just used to get the data into our environment. Okay, so we have already seen a lot of SQL commands examples. So this is all about the different types of SQL commands. Like we have let me once again summarize. We have 5 different SQL commands, which are DDL, which is a data definition language. We have create, drop, alter and truncate. Then we have a next one, data manipulation language, which has 3 different commands: insert, update, delete. Okay, the next one is TCL transaction control language, where we have commit, save point, rollback and begin as well here. And then we have a DQL, data query language. So here we have only one SQL command, SQL select, that is used for retrieving the data. And the last one is the data control language. We have two different commands here, grant and revoke, which is used for granting or revoking the access for the users from the database. Okay, I think I'm clear till here. So let's go to our next topic, which is arithmetic operators. Okay, so similarly, like we already familiar with the arithmetic operators like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division and all. So we can use such operators even in SQL as well. So you can see like we have addition operator, subtraction operator, multiplication operator, division operators as well. Okay, so we can try some of the examples on this. Okay, I'm going to the Oracle Apex now. We have already loaded a table employees in our last session, so I'm going to do some of arithmetic operations on the existing table as on existing table only. Okay, so let me first run one of a SQL star from employees table to check which all the columns are available. And so guys, this is one of the trick that you can use. Like always try to run first star from employees. You can limit the rows as well. So here only we have 10 rows, so I'm not using a limit command here. So you can use this one to see which all the columns are available, and you can do any operations on it. Okay, so now I'm going to try all the arithmetic operators that are available, like we have addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. So okay, so I'm checking which all columns that can be used here. So I'm thinking to use the salary column here to make some of the arithmetic operations. So I'll do one thing. I'll select the employee's name. In our case it is a first name. So let's check what is his salary as of now, and if his salary gets incremented by, we can say 10k after an year, so what will be his salary? So in order to calculate that, we can provide just salary plus 10,000, since we are going to use it 10,000 after an year. So I'll just write it salary plus 10,000. This will give alias name as incremented salary from employees. So let's run this. We can see here all the records are affected by it, like since I did not mention any very condition, so everybody's employees salary got automatically incremented by 10,000. So if you want to specify some conditions, so if I say I don't want to increase it for everyone, I just want to increase it for one of the employee who gave a best performance in the last year, so then I can provide uh, where first name was, his first name was Steve, so I'll provide first name Steve. Okay, no data found. Steven. Okay, we don't have a Steve, we have a Steven. Okay, so there are two employees with the same first name, so both the employees salary got incremented, but I don't want to increase both Steven's salary. So I just want to increase with the employee ID 100. So better we use the primary key whenever we provide a where condition, so there will be no duplicates results affected. So I'm using employee ID as 100. Okay. So now we can see the only the Steven that who deserved the increment got a like a incremented salary. Okay, now let's try some of the other examples as well. So if you want to decrease his salary by 10k, maybe it might be for any reason, then we can use a subtraction here. I'm just mentioning here updated salary instead of incremented or decreased salary and all. I'm just going to use a updated keyword like updated name here. Okay, so it is decreased by 10,000 as a 14,000 now. So you can also multiply it. So if you want to double anybody's salary, then you can use a multiplication symbol. Here we use asterisk symbol for multiplication. I'm going to do it for all the employees. Okay, you can see everything is multiplied here by 2. You can also divide the salary. So I'm just going to use division. Divide it by 2, or you can divide it by 3, anything. So I'm just going to divide it by 3. Okay, so you can see the results here. It is giving all the float values as well here. Okay. So these are the basic arithmetic operators that we can use in our SQL queries. Okay. Next we have a logical operators. Okay, so logical operators. So if you want to combine or use multiple conditions in the existing data, then we can use the logical operators. So you might be familiar with the keywords like and, or, not. So same logical operators can be used even in the SQL as well. So we have a logical and operation which is used. So if you want to provide any two conditions or multiple conditions, if all the condition needs to be satisfied, then we need to use the and condition here. So if all the conditions are satisfied and if it is true, then only we will get a results. So if any one of the condition fails, then will not get a proper result. So the data return type here, it is a boolean. So either we get it in a true or false. Okay, then we have a logical operator or. So or is used when if you provide multiple conditions and either one of them gets true, or if either one of the condition gets satisfied, then we need to get a result. So that time we can use a logical operator or. So the next one we have a not operator. So not operator is it also returns a boolean. So if you want to change the results from true to false or false to true, then we can use a logical not operator. Okay, so I'm going to check some of the examples on each of these logical operators. So let's go to Oracle Apex now. Okay, once again I'm going to use select star from employees to check which all the columns are available and on which I can use some of the SQL queries. Okay, So now I want to select all the employees whose salary is greater than 10k, but it should be less than 20k. Okay, I'm mentioning it should be greater than 10k and less than 20k. That means we need to use here a logical operator, and since we need to satisfy both the conditions, so we are going to write it as select. I need employee ID, employee ID, his first name, last name, and also I need to check the salary column, so I'm taking salary as well. Okay, from employees. Okay. So our condition is the salary should be, it should be greater than or equal to 10,000, and salary should be less than or equal to 20,000. Okay, so we need all the employees details whose salary is greater than 10,000 and less than 20,000. So let's see. Okay, so you can see these many employees are having, it says 18 rows written, means we have a 18 employees whose salary is greater than 10, less than 20. We can check also here, it is 17k, 12k, 11k, 14k, 13k. So I think the condition is satisfying. So if you want to just see the count instead of all the information, like all these information, so instead of using all this, I can just mention here count of, if I mention count of employee ID, then I can get as, I mention count of employee. Okay, you can see 18. Okay, so we have a 18 employees whose salary is greater than 10k and less than 20k. Okay, so now now you want to check employees whose let's take an example, like whose salary is equal to or is greater than or equal to 1000, and we can provide one more condition. Let's see what I can provide here. So I can provide, if the salary is greater than or equal to 10k and job ID is equal to IT programmer. Okay, so for this I can mention, if his salary should be greater than that, or if his job ID is also equal to IT programmer, then I want all those employees count, or I can take all the employees details here. Okay, so I can select star from employees where salary is greater than or equal to 10,000, or or if he is working as a IT programmer. So now see, let's see if I get all the employees details. Okay, it's a string value. I forgot the quotes here, guys. So whenever we are comparing string value, we need to include the single quotes or the double quotes. Okay, so you can see all the records are here. So if you see here, I'm getting the job IDs president, but salary is greater than 10,000, so I'm getting these records. So the first three records are satisfying the first condition where it says salary is greater than or equal to 10,000. So I'm getting the first three records for the first condition. So next, if you see the fourth record, the salary is 9k, which is less than 10k, but if you see the job ID is a IT programmer, so it is satisfying the next condition. That's why I'm getting a fourth row as well. Okay, so you can see here it's a salesman, but the salary is greater than 10k, so I'm getting all these records here. Okay, so now I want all the employee informations whose job ID is not a IT programmer, so I can use a logical operator called not here. So just to get all the employees details who are not working as a IT programmer. Okay, so if you see the job ID column here, we are not getting any records related to IT programmer. Okay, so we have limited it to 100, so I'm getting it 100 rows here, but I can take the count of, I just want to see what are the employees counts who are not working as a IT programmer. So I'll take count of star, or you can mention count of star, or you can also mention any particular column as well here. See, there are 102 employees who are not working as a IT programmer. Okay, so I hope all the logical operators are clear here. Okay, so going back to the PPT. Okay, so we have seen how logical and or and not operator works. I hope all this is clear. So today we have covered two operators. One is arithmetic operator and logical operator. So in our next session, we'll be covering arithmetic date operators and all. And also I'm going to cover single row functions in our next session. I hope all the topics covered today are clear. If there are any questions, you can drop it in the comment section. Okay, thank you for your support. So please don't forget to subscribe our channel. So we have a community on even on WhatsApp and Instagram. Please do follow our pages and help us here. Okay, thank you everyone. Good day.